Okay, so let's get into it. Today we're doing a deep dive on a product you've probably seen everywhere online.
Oh, definitely. The Lumi IPL hair removal device.
It's gone completely viral. We're seeing thousands of five-star reviews, influencer posts, all promising uh, permanent hair removal.
And in as little as 3 weeks, which is a pretty bold claim.
It is. So our mission today
Yeah.
is to analyze the gap between that marketing and the scientific and regulatory reality.
Exactly. We're providing a neutral look at the consumer transparency here, the labeling and the actual science behind it.
And we have to say it up front.
This is educational commentary, not medical advice. We are analyzing marketing claims, not telling you what to do.
So let's start with the language. That
Huh.
phrase, permanent hair removal.
That's the hook. It sounds final, definitive.
But when you look at the actual regulatory paperwork,
Yeah.
what does it say?
It says the company has FDA clearance for permanent hair reduction.
Reduction, not removal.
Not removal.
Yeah.
And those are two very, very different things in the eyes of the FDA.
Okay, so define reduction for us in this context.
The FDA's definition is a long-term decrease in hair growth. And here's the key part. It's measured starting at 6 months after the final treatment.
6 months. Wow. Okay, so think about that.
Yeah.
The company offers a 90-day money-back guarantee.
Right. Which is 3 months.
So your guarantee expires 3 full months before the official timeline for measuring permanence even begins.
You're basically out of the return window before you can even know if it meets the FDA's definition of working long-term.
Now, to be clear, IPL technology does work. It's effective.
Oh, absolutely. The clinical studies are there. The question isn't if it works, but how well and how fast.
And the marketing suggests it's incredibly fast.
Right, but dermatology sources give a more realistic picture. You're generally looking at 8 to 10 treatments,
And how far apart are those?
spaced about 4 to 6 weeks apart,
Yeah.
and then ongoing maintenance.
So it's not a one-and-done thing.
Not at all. Independent testing shows about a 72% hair reduction after 3 months.
Okay, 72% is actually a huge number. That sounds pretty good.
It's a massive clinical success. Hair becomes much finer, it grows slower, but 72% is not 100%.
It's not zero hair. It's reduction, not removal.
Exactly. And that's why long-term users report that if you stop the treatments completely, the hair often returns. You have to keep up with it.
Which brings us to another key point. Who can actually use this device?
This is so important. The technology itself has limits.
It works on contrast, right?
Precisely. The light energy needs to be absorbed by the dark melanin in the hair follicle, not the melanin in your skin.
So you need light to medium skin with dark hair.
Yes. If the contrast isn't there, it's either not effective or, in some cases, could be unsafe if the skin absorbs too much energy. A huge portion of the population is just not a good candidate for this technology.
So how did this specific device get its FDA clearance so quickly with all this viral hype?
It used a pretty common regulatory pathway called substantial equivalence.
And what does that mean in plain English?
It means the FDA decided it was similar enough structurally, chemically, to other devices that were already approved.
So it didn't have to go through its own brand new, extensive clinical trials.
Correct. You're kind of relying on the data from older, similar products.
One last thing on the marketing. The price? It's always on sale.
It's a classic strategy. If a product is perpetually listed at a discount, you should probably consider the sale price to be the actual price. It just creates a sense of urgency.
So to sum this all up for you at home, the device is a legitimate FDA-cleared product.
And it does provide hair reduction, which is great.
But only if you fit that very specific skin and hair profile.
The marketing, though, it overstates the permanence, and it dramatically compresses the timeline to get results.
So managing your expectations is everything. Understand that it's a long-term commitment.
And that's the bigger picture here. Knowing the difference between regulatory terms like reduction and removal is maybe your best tool as a consumer.
It lets you see past the hype.
It lets you decide what you're really buying.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. What other device claims are you currently just accepting as fact? And how far back does the regulatory timeline for that claim really go? Something to think about.